Hello, I'm Paul, and this is Mike. We're from RGS Restorations, and today we're doing just a quick follow-up video on our military rifles that have been sporterized. So what we're going to do today is we're going to kind of just look at what the general accuracy is. In our last videos, we talked about the accuracy levels and what can be expected with these firearms, and every one of them that we have here are the ones that were featured in the video. So today what we're going to do is we're just going to try random ammo, like factory ammo, and we're going to shoot them, and we're going to see what each one of them is capable of doing at the range, and what the average person should expect out of the average rifle that's been customized. So we're going to do that.
So the first rifle we're going to be testing here is a sporterized Pt.3. This rifle is one of my personal rifles. Actually, it was given to me by my uncle, so thanks to my Uncle Scott, can be featured in the video here. We're just going to be shooting 3 rounds from this one, like all the other rifles in the video. Just this is factory, just 150 grain core lock, velocity 2910, I think it is, and we're just gonna shoot a group with it and see what it does. So get the eyes and ears on here. Safety is always on the clock. And we should be ready to go.
Were you shooting at the left target?
Top left.
Outside ring at about 1 o'clock. Outside of the white, at the edge of the target. Edge of the black, 2 o'clock. Yeah, within an inch of the last one at same thing, about 2 o'clock.
Okay.
So the cold shot on that was a little bit further off, but it seems like it really wanted to pattern well on the successive shots.
Yeah, it seemed like it. So we'll go ahead and get the next one set up here.
All right.
All right, so this next rifle we have is a sporterized 98 Mauser loopholed scope, and I think you can see it in the camera, but there's this muzzle brake on here. This rifle belongs to Paul. We're going to be shooting 2 different kinds of ammo in this one, just 2 groups of 3, Remington core locked and Winchester power points, both 170 grains, I believe. And the reason why we're shooting 2 groups with this is to show basically just how important ammunition can be in this particular case. I believe this rifle really liked the Winchesters and disliked the Remingtons quite a bit. So we'll shoot a group with the Remington core locks first, and then we'll go on to the Winchesters to kind of show you the difference. Ears back on. Remington core locked.
Inch away from the bull at 2. Edge of the bull at 5 o'clock.
Okay. It's worth noting while I'm going through shooting this rifle that the muzzle brake, while loud, certainly does make a difference in the shooting and the felt recoil.
And we're back close to the first shot at about 2 o'clock, about an inch away.
Okay. Okay, now we're on to the Winchesters.
Five o'clock, middle of the black. About an inch away, a little to the left. Either the camera didn't refresh yet or it dropped it back into another hole. I'm not 100% sure where that last one went.
Well,
we'll find out.
Yeah, we'll have to check that out, but go ahead and get ready for another rifle.
All right, so again, we're here this time with another 03A3 that was in the video. And this one here has been, I think, it's been stocked in a Bishop stock many, many years ago. And just to reiterate in this video, all of the firearms that you're seeing, they were obtained by us in this fashion. We didn't cut anything down to make this video. So these were done probably many, 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 many years ago, obviously not by us at least. So this one here, I am shooting, I think this is a reload round that mimics a factory round of 4064. Does it say on that tag what that's loaded with? If anybody cares?
Actually, these are the 4895s. 43 grains, 4895.
Okay.
168 grain match hollow point.
All right, there we go. So I did not sight in this rifle with this ammo. I ran out of those rounds, and so we'll see where we're at. When we were shooting this before, I think it was shooting high and I couldn't get low enough? I think it was running out of some sight elevation. So we're going to see where we're at with this one here, and there we go. Find out where we're shooting.
You were shooting at the left target, right?
Right, upper right.
Okay. You're just breaking the 5-6 ring at 9 o'clock.
In the black?
The white. Just outside of the black.
Okay. All right. These rounds are a little less powerful than what I sighted it in with. These are much more mild to shoot. So,
whew. You're just about touching your last shot. So
all right.
You're shooting pretty tight. I like this.
Well, this rifle clearly likes that.
It's
Again, I'm going to have to record this loading data, which I notoriously am terrible for recording, but
I sure liked it. Yeah.
Yeah, this clearly liked the, what was that, 48.95?
48.95, yeah.
48.95, and I almost always use Winchester primers, and these clearly look like Winchester primers. And you know, the headspace on this rifle is probably, you know, the primers are coming back a little bit on this one, but not anything unsafe. And I don't want to say headspace is not important, but I think this is one where a lot of people would say that, you know, the headspace is off and it should be adjusted, but clearly the primers are not showing signs of high pressure. They're just backing up just a tad bit, and the firearm is, well, I haven't seen the shots, but according to Mike, quite accurate. So
yeah, that was a nice group.
On to the next one. Okay, so we're up to our next rifle here. This is the Remington Model 30 Express that we had in the video, and this is one of the ones that Remington put together using 1917s. They made their own commercial on them. So Remington altered the triggers to make it a single stage. It's a cock-on opening action, and this rifle generally has always shown to be pretty accurate. Now with this one, I'm pretty sure I'm using reloader. What does that loading data say on?
It was reloader 15, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, reloader 15. Does it say? Oh, I got the box right over there. If you want, I probably should have had it. Yep, to your right. That one. It's in there.
.43 grains, reloader 15.
Okay.
150 grain Hornady bullet.
All right, there we go. So Mike read off our data, and again, it's going to have Winchester large rifle primers. So let's see how this one performs today. Now these rifles were drilled and tapped from the factory. I didn't drill and tap this. This is the way they are. So, and I think I'm going to put the pad on.
You're just breaking the line between the 9 and 10 ring at 7 o'clock in the.
Okay.
Okay, you're solidly in the 10 ring at 9 o'clock.
Okay. I may have pulled that one a tad.
You're in the 10 ring at about 5 o'clock.
Okay.
So it's nice.
So
nice 3-shot group.
So clearly this rifle likes this load, and it's a tack driver.
Yeah, it surely is.
And you know, yeah, that's exactly the way it left Remington. And all they did is take a 1917 and modified it at the factory. And I think it just goes to show that as nice as rifles are today, and they are nice, you can't discount what the guys knew years ago and what they were able to do with this stuff. So anyway, we'll move on to our next rifle. All right, for our next rifle here, I have our Santa Fe that we had in our video, which clearly is easily identifiable by the blonde wood and the cap that they put on it. Again, this rifle is exactly how it left Santa Fe. Yeah, this has got the Santa Fe recoil pad on it, which is also Golden State Firearms. They were basically operating as the same company back, I believe, in the late 60s, 70s it was. Now I know this rifle here was shooting, I think pretty good. This one we didn't have any problems with a sight adjustability on it. But again, let's see where we're at with this guy here at 100 yards. And on this ammo, again, it's some more, shooting some reloads that approximate factory ammo, and I believe it was 46.5 grains of 48.95 with a 168 grain boat tail Spitzer. So, and again, Winchester large rifle primers for it. So let's see where we're at on the target.
You're breaking the 8 and 9 ring. You're breaking the 9 ring at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Not bad. You're at, you're solidly in the 8 ring at 2 o'clock.
Okay.
It was taking a minute for these to load. You're, just breaking the Red Bull at 9 o'clock.
All right.
Good way to end. Yeah.
So one thing in shooting all of these rifles, when they're cut down and they're sporterized with these military stocks, not having really all that great of dimensions on it, they do give you a good solid thumping off of the bench. The recoil is, it's not terrible, but it's clearly a good recoil pad, and I think that's where a newer rifle will really shine, and just better dimensions. But whenever you're shooting off of the bench, you're always going to take more recoil anyway. So that's kind of a bad, unless it's proportionately made for doing that work, your body's not in a great position to take recoil. So they always feel a little bit more stiff, but. Is that all the rifles we went through?
That's all of them, yes.
All right, well, there we go. So we'll analyze our data, take a look at our targets, and we're done shooting for the day. So we'll get back together in a huddle and we'll take it from there. All right, so we had our shooting test here on our targets, and we're back doing a little recap on what we all achieved with our groups and all that stuff. So you have the targets over by you, and I think you remember what they pretty much all were and all that. So
yeah, absolutely. I think we can go ahead and start with this one. But before we start discussing this, I just wanted to point out that any of these groups, from the worst group that I think it was my rifle that shot to the best group shot out here, which was definitely your Model 30 over there. Every single one of them is certainly capable of good accuracy still, and certainly capable of functioning as a hunting rifle for a guy that wanted one and still wanted to use one for like a weekend of deer hunting or something like that. So,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, but here we go. So we have two groups on this target. Sorry, the wind is picking up just slightly. Now we have your 3 shots fired from that's kind of. We have 3 shots fired here from this Santa Fe. That was your last group.
Okay.
This group over here was fired from my sporterized A3. You had 2 shots and then the 1 flyer up there.
And that was your first shot.
That was the first cold bore shot.
Yep.
Typically, I mean, even in the shooting before before filming, it shot
Sure.
better than this, but yeah, things happen.
Yeah, hey, well, and the wind picked up. Blame it on the wind. Always blame it on the wind.
So, moving on to this next target here. Hopefully we can
hold it right up in there.
We can kind of
hold
see
the bottom
this.
of it?
Yeah, we can work with this maybe a little bit. You can see that we had 3 right here from your Remington Model 30.
Okay.
Okay, nice tight group. We had these 3 up here, which were shot from the 170 grain Winchester PowerPoint.
Okay, so this is two rounds going through that hole.
That is 2 rounds going through this hole here, and then just 1 out there. The 8 breaking the 9 ring.
And that's on the 8mm Mauser.
That's from the 8mm Mauser with the 170 grain PowerPoint ammunition.
Okay.
And then these 3 down here are also fired from that Mauser, but that was with the 170 grain Remington core-locked ammunition.
All right.
So that's kind of just a little bit of an indicator right there, how much better one of these can shoot.
And the reason we shot those 2 different brands of ammo is just to show that the Remington core-lock, it probably isn't, it's not to say that it's worse than the Winchester. It's just that's how it's operating out of that rifle. That scenario could be completely reversed in another rifle if we had brought one down, but that just goes to show you how it pays to definitely shoot and try some different brands of ammo to see which one your rifle likes, because there is a difference. I mean, it does make a difference. Yep.
Absolutely. And speaking of that difference, I think the real surprising one in the group was actually your sporterized A3, which is sitting up front near the Model 30. We had
that group is out of this one with
correct.
The Bishop.
Yeah,
stock.
with the Bishop stock.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
So this was this group here was fired with the reloads, of course, in the video. I think you had pointed out what it was for the video. Now, prior to
I believe it was 48.95.
48.95. Yeah. Prior to shooting the video, you had shot some other ammunition through this rifle, and it was probably on par with some of the other ones. Changing the ammunition to what you shot for our video here tightened things up considerably. So even though the viewers won't get a chance to see what the target looked like prior to the video, that would have been another real good example of just what the ammunition, how much a difference the ammunition can make. And
I think we moved. I think it was a switch from 40.64 to 48.95 or the other way around. And I can't remember. I got to look at the box. But
sure.
So and. The hand loads now, to say all that, these rifles, especially like this one here, and the Santa Fe, I never shot them before. These were just pulled off of our retail rack and brought out, for the purpose of making the first videos, and then to do this. So Mike and I didn't do anything special to these guns prior to doing the shooting. We basically just took about 2 to 4 shots on each one to make sure they were sighted in, make a few sight adjustments, and then we did the video. So we wanted it to be, as authentic as a guy would buy one of these off the rack at a gun shop and then take it out to the range.
Yep, as realistic as possible.
Yeah, we did nothing to accurize them on any level.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, with the exception of the Mauser. That one, it was just a toy that I messed around with. It came in drilled and tapped, so I just put a scope on it and a muzzle brake. Just why not? I think I had it laying around. It was an extra one or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
it's any one of these is a good example of something that was already sporterized that a guy could pick up at a reasonable price and take out and as you pointed out, have a lot of fun with. They're still pretty accurate shooters, and I would argue, hopefully the viewers do too, after they see some of these groups, that these rifles, 50, 60, 70, 80 years old, can still very much hold their own against anything manufactured today in a reasonable sense.
Right.
Precision rifles. They were never designed to be, but they're
Right.
still excellent shooters.
Considering, and we brought it up in our prior videos, considering these things were literally pumped out of the armories and factories years ago,
Yeah.
hundreds and hundreds per day.
Yep.
So these, these are war production rifles.
Mhm.
That's a big difference from, a commercial production line, which is doing by far less, where they can take a lot more
Absolutely.
time to be more accurate. So I think it goes to how well they were able to manufacture firearms during a wartime production. And these things are not dramatically less accurate than, say, a Ruger American or a Savage Axis rifle that you would buy off of the rack, with a scope already attached to it. These will compete in that same vein.
Absolutely.
Are they as accurate? Well, maybe not. But in the case of a couple of them here, I don't know.
Yeah, they prove
Especially with open sights on that. Maybe I
Yeah.
just got lucky shooting it. That's
Yeah, well,
that's probably it.
no, yeah, I think that pretty much does make the point, though. Hopefully the viewers enjoyed seeing those targets and seeing
Yeah.
what they can do, and it's like I said before, if a guy's looking for something like this and he goes into a gun shop someplace and finds one for a reasonable price, I say buy it. Pick it up, buy it, shoot
Yeah.
it. It'll be a lot of fun. You're not destroying a piece of history because somebody's already done that for you, in a
Right.
previous lifetime. So you don't have to worry about destroying a piece of history. You could just take it out and shoot it to your heart's content. And like the targets show, they still shoot. So if you stumble upon one, buy it, take it out, shoot it.
Absolutely.
I think most people would be pleasantly surprised. So
I agree.
that's my take.
So there you go. Save a piece of history. Buy it, take it out, shoot it, and enjoy it. Give it another life. They're still plentiful, luckily, and as you can see, plenty fun to shoot. So until next time, and you see us at the range, take care and happy shooting.